Hi everyone, and welcome to the first in our monthly series of EUC updates from Enterprise Solutions. My name is Shane O'Neill, and I'm the Principal EUC Architect here at Enterprise Solutions. In these videos, we'll be bringing you product news and updates from some of our key partners in the EUC industry. And joining us this month to kick things off, we have Jack Hicks from IGEL, Simon Townsend from ControlUp, and Rowan O'Brien from Citrix. So without any further ado, let's get into it.
About a year ago now, IGEL announced its new Cosmos platform, consisting of a completely redesigned and now fully modular endpoint operating system, alongside an updated browser-based management console. These, combined with the new cloud services designed to tie everything together, aim to bring IGEL's solution to more use cases and more organizations. Since Cosmos's launch, we've been refining and adding functionality to our new platform. We've recently released a new UI design for the management console to enhance navigation and improve general usability. When you combine these refinements with the useful features Cosmos launched with, like the ability to update specific individual components and applications completely independently of one another, all in the background while the user continues to work, it's helping to reduce admin time and give users a good, consistent DEX experience. No downtime for your users, seamless management for your IT admins. The number of applications and clients available to deploy and manage in this way has been steadily growing since we launched Cosmos with our application portal. The range of applications are anything from Citrix, VMware, and Microsoft clients for AVD and Windows 365, to browsers for directly accessing your SaaS apps, and even some local applications for running things like Unified Comms, Zoom, and Microsoft Teams Progressive Web App completely locally on the IGEL OS platform. All applications are being regularly updated, and new applications are being released consistently based on the feedback we get from organizations that we work with and the tight-knit partner ecosystem we have. The new modular approach that Cosmos has is also helping us to double down on our preventative security model and help organizations to move away from the traditional endpoint security methodology, where you monitor your devices, detect when an issue occurs, and then try and remediate the issue after the fact. There is a lot to come from IGEL this year, and a lot more to come than just our recent logo rebrand, and I'm eager to share these updates with everyone as they are available. Please watch this space.
Hey everybody, Simon Townsend here from ControlUp. This month's update for Enterprise Solutions and anyone that's listening is all around how we can monitor logon times in our physical endpoint solution. Most of you will already be aware of the fact that we can drill down into huge amounts of detail when we are being used to monitor VDI and desktop as a service environments, allowing us to understand what's going on in terms of CPU and memory load, but more importantly, start to understand what an employee's experience score looks like, and in particular, drill down into their logon times and actually start to analyze what's happening when somebody logs on and actually understand what the cause of some of those slow logons might be. Here we can see we've got a user who's currently getting a poor score based on a slow logon performance. You can see here within the console, we can actually start to break that down in terms of, was it group policy? Was it a logon script? Was it a slow desktop load? And you'll also be aware of the fact that we can actually start to investigate that even further by running some of the inbuilt scripts that are available, which ultimately then return us back an even enhanced breakdown of that logon environment. You'll also know that within our VDI monitoring solution, we can actually monitor the endpoint that is connecting into that VDI state. And at that point, we can then start to take a look at the metrics of the endpoint and start to identify what was being run on that endpoint. And perhaps most importantly, in today's world, understand how that endpoint was connected into the VDI environment, what was their network settings like, what was their Wi-Fi strength like, and ultimately do a trace route so we can pinpoint where the bottlenecks might be from a connection point of view. All of this information is also available, however, for physical endpoints. And I just wanted to very quickly show you where to go to find that information. So first of all, we're going to drill down into the EdgeDX console. This gives me the ability to look at all of my physical endpoints. There's no VDI or desktop as a service involved in this. You can start to see what each device is doing from a CPU, memory, networking point of view. And you'll also be able to see there that there are various points throughout that endpoint's lifecycle where we can do a trace route, or where we've actually gone and done a trace route already. And we can actually drill down into that, and we can start to identify where that person's bottleneck may well be. The second thing I want to show you is the logon time. And to do that, we actually look at the sessions that are being run on the endpoint, and we click this little icon here, and that now gives me a complete breakdown of all of the logons that have taken place for that user. It will report how many logons have taken place, what the slowest logon was, and if we then want to drill down and actually understand what elements of the logon caused that to slow down, we can see it. So there we have it. Detailed breakdown of both the logon and also what's going on from a networking point of view in both VDI and desktop as a service, but also for physical endpoints. Hope to see you next month, where I'm going to give you a very quick update on how we can help with Windows 11 migrations.
Hi everyone, I'm Ronan O'Brien and I'm here with you today thanks to Enterprise Solutions to give you a brief NetScaler technology update. So while we kick off, the first thing we'll look at is what we did in 2023. You can see it's a whole ton of stuff here. Here are the things that are relevant to the access of Citrix applications through a NetScaler. Is there anything of interest to you here that you want to find out more about? Please drop us a note in the comments below in this video and we can circle back to this particular section. However, today I don't have much time, so I'd like to point you towards NetScaler Console. This is a new name for our NetScaler ADM product, and in here you'll find some really super useful functionality in terms of managing your NetScaler devices. So in here we have the security advisory. The security advisory will let you know if there are any NetScalers in your environment which need to be upgraded if they are vulnerable to a CVE that we have released. The NetScaler console is automatically checking to see what the status is of your NetScalers and the builds that you have running on your NetScalers, and it will automatically flag to you if anything needs to be done. We also have the file integrity monitoring functionality in here. We own the OS, so we know exactly what files are in NetScaler, and we can tell if they've been modified. We have digital signatures of all of the files, and if anything gets modified, we will flag that here. So that's something that you will also need, your security team would need to keep an eye on and have an interest in. You may see some false positives popping up in here. Some of our customers like to customize the web pages for the login portals on various Citrix applications and services. If that happens, it will be flagged here. It just means you can go in and you can mark that as, that's fine. Lastly, new things in 2024. We have a few things in here. DNS security. We have released some new functionality there, DNS over TLS and DNSSEC. So some interesting things in there. You'll see that in the documentation. We also have, this is quite interesting, NetScaler as a process. So that's what we call the BLX, and that's been out actually for quite some time. However, the interesting piece is that the gateway feature is now in tech preview. NetScaler BLX is basically allows you to get Linux, Red Hat, CentOS, Oracle Linux, Amazon Linux, and run NetScaler as a process within that operating system. It means you don't need a hypervisor. And lastly, we have managed identity in Azure Cloud. So you can now log in and administer your NetScaler using the Azure Managed Identity. That's all from me today. Thanks very much for listening. Talk to you soon.
Thanks to Jack, Simon, and Ronan for their updates there. Some great content covered. If you have any questions about any of that content, please feel to reach out to us at our Ask the Experts email address that will be shown in a moment. And thank you for joining us. Hope to see you again next month for some EUC updates.